All right, it is what it is. Go ahead and release the PlayStation 6. Go ahead and release the next Xbox. Let it all hang out. 2027, drop the consoles and let them go. Now, I know there's a lot of people on the internet saying, like, no, they need to push these consoles back because, the PS5, the Xbox Series has not reached its full potential. Also, they're saying that, the RAM prices, storage prices are way too high. We need to wait. And I was one of those people in that camp. But at this point, I'm like, you know what? Let them release it. The market has to speak for itself. I know that these consoles are going to be expensive. People are saying like the next PlayStation is going to be $1,200. The Xbox Project Helix may be another $1,300, and we see how everything else is going. But I just say, still, forget it. Release them. The market needs to speak for itself. People need to have this stuff front and center and let people decide if they're going to spend the money on this or they're just going to sit back and wait and let the market adjust themselves accordingly. And this is something that a lot of people are afraid to see. They don't want to see this happen. I hate to say this, but there's a lot of bootlicking going on when it comes to these companies. They don't want to see them fail. And there's another side of bootlicking where they just want these consoles to come out at the lowest price so they can get their hands on them. And there's another one, just calling out people saying that, oh, you're broke. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, nobody is rich in this economy. Even the ones who have a lot of money, they're struggling as well. You got to be extremely well off not to be seeing some residual, problems with this entire situation. People who say, oh, I got money, I'm good, this, that, and the third. Trust me, there is something in their life. Like I said, unless you're like well off, you don't have these problems. Now, I'm talking about for the average person who just go to work every day, may have a little bit of money in their savings, probably have something prolonged for their future, but they actually just want to enjoy this hobby. We don't have it like that. That's why you see a lot of people are complaining about this type of situation with the prices. But like I said, let them release them. Let the PlayStation 6 come out in 2027. Let the Xbox come out in 2027. Let the chips fall where they may, because there needs to be some type of consequences for the way this market is going. It cannot continue to stay up and up and up and up forever. Whatever Micron doing, SK Hynix, Samsung, whatever they're doing with the storage and RAM, whatever Microsoft is doing, because they're actually shooting themselves in the foot, because they're a part of this. They are a part of the problem with this AI stuff, and any other company it needs to be consequences for this. Now, this stuff goes way beyond gaming, which I'm not going to get into because the AI issue is starting to leak into other products outside of gaming, and that is going to be where things are going to actually change. There's actually a class action lawsuit that is going out against the top three RAM providers or storage providers, and saying that they are somewhat price gouging, price fixing, or they're in collusion. I would like to see something like that happen, but at the end of the day, I don't think that's going to be too much of a dent in the pockets. It may do something, but I think what really would happen if just let the market speak for himself. If people go out and buy these consoles at a high price and they're loving it and is having a good time, it is what it is. The market is spoken. If people don't buy these consoles and they just crash and burn, the market is spoken. And I think this is what we need. Like I said, forget it. Let these consoles come out. I was a big proponent saying no, they need to wait. The PlayStation 5 still has all its value. The Xbox Series still has its value, and it is all good. They need to go ahead and delay it. Go ahead and optimize for these consoles that we have now. But now, after thinking about this for a while, I was like, you know what? The only thing that these companies understand is what the market does. If the market goes left, they will follow left. The market goes right, they will follow right. Let the market speak. If everybody buys these consoles and it's successful, it is what it is. If nobody buys this console and it's not that successful, then it is what it is. This is what happened with the PlayStation 3, and they had to do a lot because they were losing so much money on that console. They had to do so much to make this thing right, and the PS3 turned out to be somewhat a success. But those are the type of things that need to happen. All this stuff is just trying to coddle and try to be, really optimistic about what's going on. Nah. Let them do what they do. they're already in, in the basket of producing these consoles. Go ahead and just push them out there. Now, as for me, what I am I going to be a part of the problem? Am I going to buy these consoles? Um, I probably will end up getting the PS6, but one thing's for certain. They definitely got to have something for me to play. I'm just not getting it just to get it. People are buying these Steam machines. People are scalping these Steam machines trying to make a profit, or they're just going to have them in the background of their videos. Nobody's going to be playing that low powered, low budget consoleized PC. I mean, unless if you just want to get it and you just want to play something for, just for kicks and giggles on it, I don't see nobody taking that console serious or that console PC hybrid serious for the price that it is putting out. And I mean, for all that, you literally could do better by building something on your own for a cheaper price. And it is what it is. But people like to have the branding. So with that being said, let's see if people still want these Sony products. Let's see if people still want the Xbox. So like I said, if the price is, let's say it's $1,200 and they got a few games that I really want to play on the console, I will end up getting it. As a matter of fact, I'm already hedging, trying to buy one of these and starting saving money now because I do want one. I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't want one and I want it to die. I mean, I just, what I want the market to just tell us what these consumers want. That's all I want. I want to see what the consumer, want. And like I said, if they got the games that I want to play, I'm willing to go ahead and buy one, but it got to have the games. Like I said, if it don't, I will sit on the sideline and just play my PS5. And this is another thing. I'm not sure if the PS6 or the Xbox will definitely have a situation where they have some exclusives that's going to be only on these consoles at the price point that they are. And you're going to sit here and say, we're going to keep that game on that console and you got to buy this console to pick it up. I don't think that's going to fly. It may, I mean, unless if you're what, GTA, right? If you have a GTA type of game that will push people to buy it, I just don't see it. So we're probably going to still see some game or generation, generation crossover, which that gives you more the reason to keep your PS5 or Xbox Series. And I know Xbox is going to be doing some sort of generational crossover. Hell, they're going to be putting their games on PC as well, which I built my PC, I remodeled my PC with newer parts, and I'm good for the next 4 or 5 years with this build. So, and that's another thing. It is so many ways that you could go about this, and you just don't know like how things are going to go with the console. So you just got to be prepared. I'm prepared to buy one of these consoles or even both if depend with the situation arises. But at the same time, I'm just one person. I want to see what everybody else is going to do. I want to see what the mass is going to do. If people are going to walk into a store or pre-order these things and have one sent to their house day one, or they're going to, you really go along with the scalpers and buy all of these consoles up and play the games that are on it, or is it just going to be a scalper situation and a lot of them are either sitting on the shelves or a lot of them are they just haven't put enough out there and they're not getting the profits in return because just low demand or the low count of consoles that was produced and or sold. So that's where we're at with it. So I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm like, yo, forget it. Put these consoles out there. Put them out there. Let the market speak for itself, because at the end of the day, it has to be consequences for what's going on. And it may not even be their fault, but something got to fall for the bigger picture for things to happen. Things starting to fall on Sony's end because they can't sell consoles. They're going to start looking at the RAM and the storage companies who are making this. And then they're going to be looking at them like, these prices of these parts are too much. We gotta do something. And I think like with that class action lawsuit I'm talking about, that may be the beginning of it. But I do think if the masses start speaking with their wallets, either way, is going to tell us where things are going. Is either they're going to buy them or they're not. And from there, you move accordingly. As far as what you should do personally, just get your affairs in order and buy what you want. If you want it, put the money aside and get it. That's the only thing I can say. If you don't want it, you want to sit on the sideline and wait, that's cool too. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of games to play out here. And I'm not going to get into that because I put that on my on my community post where there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of games that you can play, and you can go check that out. And yeah, it's a lot out there. So with that being said, you still can game and have fun. It's not the end of the world, but we need to see what the market does. And I'm all for it. Let these consoles release and just go from there. With that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you made it this far. I really appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.